Welcome back, everyone. Today's card is very fall inspired. I will be showing you how I created this using the Hero Arts My Monthly Hero Kit for September 2022. Here's a quick look at the contents of the kit. One of the things I am most excited for are these rub-on sheets that you're getting in the kit. I will be showing you how I applied these rub-ons, how to use them in your card project. You do get 2 images here to work with, but you're also getting the stamp set. So that way, if you run out of the rub-ons and use them up, you still have the image to create some amazing designs with any coloring medium that you prefer. Now let's take a closer look at these products. This is the 4x6 clear stamp set that has that beautiful vase full of fall foliage and flowers. Also some sentiments like thank you, thinking of you, so thankful, and sending gratitude and happy fall. We have the coordinating die that fits over the smaller element included on the stamp set, and also the large focal point, the vase of your fall flowers and foliage. Also included in the kit that I forgot to mention is this gorgeous 6x6 cling background stamp. This has a beautiful design that you can put behind your focal point. Here it is stamped out on sand cardstock. Now on to the rub-ons, which I personally am very excited about. You have one sheet of rub-ons that has 2 images and lots of great additional elements to it that come on a clear sheet. And there's also a stick on there, which I will show you how to use. So you can notice that these images match the stamp set. This also matches the coordinating dies that are provided in the kit. So we have the rub-on sheet that will give you quick and easy cards, or you can use techniques with the stamp set. This is a look at the backer sheet that is included in the kit. So it does talk about what's included in the kit and also how to use the rub-on sheet, which I will show you here in just a moment. They are very easy to use and are great quality. Now, the first thing you are going to want to do is cut out the image that you want to use. I do recommend using bigger scissors for this, and you want to trim right around the image. Don't cut into it or onto the other images. Just cut around it like you were fussy cutting. Now, these rub-ons are attached to a backer sheet that you'll just carefully peel this apart, and then you can place this on your desired cardstock. I am using the Deluxe white cardstock here that I'm just going to carefully place this down, making sure not to really touch the rub-on the other side. Once you press that down firmly with your hand, you can go over it with the popsicle stick that's included in there, and then I go in with the end of it and really push down on those areas. This is going to ensure that we really have pushed this onto our cardstock. Now, I sped this portion up quite a bit because I am very slow and very careful about this, but I'm carefully peeling up that layer of plastic that the rub-on was attached to. As I'm carefully peeling this up, I am looking to see if it was fully transferred or if there was a little bit of the rub-on left on that sheet. If it is, I just carefully lay it back down and then go over it again with the stick. So as I carefully peel this back, it's going to reveal this gorgeous bloom in a vase. And it is seriously, the quality of this is unbelievable. And it has such a smooth finish to it. Now, once I have that, you could leave it just like this if you wanted to have a 1-layer card, or you can use the coordinating die to die cut it out. I'm holding it down with Post-it tape, making sure that that Post-it tape does not touch the inside piece. I'm making sure it only is on the outside of the coordinating die and the cardstock. Now let's work on creating a background for this beautiful image. I'm starting with that background stamp that comes in the kit. I placed it in my MISTI tool, and I removed the foam insert in my MISTI because these are already foam mounted. Then I'm taking a piece of Ivory cardstock cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I placed a little bit of repositionable adhesive on the back, and then I'm going to close that with the back of my MISTI, so that way the cardstock attaches to the bottom of my MISTI and is perfectly in place. Since I'm going to be doing some heat embossing, I am prepping the cardstock with my anti-static powder tool, and I'm inking up the background stamp using the Hero Arts Embossing and Watermark ink. I'm going to stamp that down really well to get a good impression, and then over some scratch paper, I'm going to sprinkle on the white satin embossing powder. I'll just tap my cardstock to make sure it is attached to all of that ink, tap off the excess, and then I can heat this up with my heat tool until it is melted. This is my background for my vase, but I need to ground the image. So I took Cup of Joe cardstock and Cup of Joe ink, and I'm dragging that ink pad across the cardstock for that textured look. I trimmed my background down and I'm adding it to a piece of Deluxe white cardstock that is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, just using a tape runner. I also had trimmed down that textured piece that I created, and I'm adding that down towards the bottom. So that is going to ground my image, kind of like a vase sitting on a table. Now I wanted to add a little bit of dimension to the vase, but I found it would be really tricky to cut up a bunch of foam squares. So what I thought was easier was just die cutting the image out a few times and layering that together, and then I can add that to the front of my card. Now I want to make sure that that's adhered down really well since it is an embossed background, so I just placed a couple blocks on it and set it off on the side. I'm using one of the sentiments that's included on the stamp set in the kit, and I'm stamping this in the embossing ink onto Cranberry cardstock. Then I'm going to sprinkle on some gold embossing powder. I thought the gold would tie in nicely with my fall themed that I had going on for the front of the card. And then after I melt that embossing powder, I'm going to trim it down into a thin strip. I also wanted to pop this up, but I found in order to get it flush with my image that's already popped up, it was a lot easier for me to just trim out pieces of cardstock that's a little bit smaller than my strip and add that to each end of the sentiment. That way I can customize and get it perfectly flush across the front. So I'm just adding tape runner across the entire thing and placing that down at the bottom of my vase. That's going to finish off my fall inspired card for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video using the My Monthly Hero Kit for September 2022. I will have the full supply list listed down below in the video description and over on my blog. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you're notified when new videos are posted.